So we just stepped out of the day 3 main stage at ITC, and if the last 2 days looked ahead, this morning felt a little different. It was a little more honest, a little bit more reflective, and a reminder that progress, it just hasn't been linear, and the hardest lessons usually come after the headlines. Marcus Rue opened up with something we don't hear enough in this space, is that we need patience. He talked about building Guidewire with a clear strategy and a relentless focus, a deep respect for complexity. No shortcuts, no hype, just a long-term bet that core systems could be rebuilt the right way. And then CNBC's Contessa Brewer, she led a provocative conversation with the original InsureTechs, Lemonade, Hippo, and Clearcover, on the same stage for the very first time. And they were honest about what things they got wrong and what took longer than expected, what had to change once growth cooled, but they also shared where the model's working. Fewer people, tighter systems, and modern experiences. Meyer Prosor hit something really important, is that technology only scales if your culture can absorb it. And Rick McCathron reminded us that agents still matter, but only if you make it easy for them to care. There's still a lot of ground to cover today, but this morning it felt like a shift. It's less about what's possible and more about what's durable. Marcus Rue challenged the room to stop pretending complex systems can be reinvented overnight. And the enterprise software is not just a sandbox for experiments, but infrastructure that runs real economies. And the founders who followed him echoed a similar message. And the first wave of InsurTech taught us that bold ideas, they still have to meet the constraints of regulation, of capital, and distribution. They weren't talking about abandoning innovation. They were talking about building it with more discipline and more respect for what the industry actually is. So we'll be covering more conversations throughout the day, real stories from the floor, and the operators deep in the work, so stay tuned.